In class, we've been working on this idea of percent proportion. We've talked about how whenever we have a percent, it's always going to be out of 100. So my percent will always be over 100. And when we're comparing this to find what percent of a number we have, or a number is what percent, we want to be able to figure that out and have this proportion. The proportions were a topic we did on our last unit and students were feeling pretty good about. So we walked through and we got our layout for this percent proportion where it's the part over the whole equals percent over 100. Then we started to look at the problems we had, and in all of these problems we saw some trends. We saw either the word percent or the percent symbol. We saw the word of in each of them, and we saw the word is in each. So we had a discussion about, well, what does that mean? And we got to the idea that if I have 5 of 7 items, that means that my 5 was part, my 7 was the whole. 5 of 7. So the of was a word that we could use to help us identify that whole amount. 5 is what percent of 100? Again, that is going to be the part. So we got to this conclusion that we could do the is over of equals percent over 100. As we work through some of these problems in class, I try to get students to start to look at ways to identify, whether it's highlighting. If I were to highlight my key pieces here, and it's the is over the of, so I used yellow for is, purple for of, green for the percent, and this 100 will always be 100 in that spot. Now all I had to do was go through and highlight my problem. 80% is green, my percent was green, of 250 was my purple, and is what is my yellow. And now I just fill that in. The is what is my X, purple is 250, green is 80 over 100, and we're going to work on solving it from here, but students have already shown us solving proportions. We're going to continue with that idea. Maybe I don't have highlighters, so I want to go through and I just want to first, I can always set up my proportion. I know my 100 is here. Maybe I'm going to circle my is, I'm going to put a box around my of, and whatever not identified is my percent. So circle the is, a box around the of, and now I can see my is 62, my of is 124, and I'm looking for that percent. So this is where we have to be careful, is that we don't automatically put the X in that top left corner, that it's going to depend on what I'm looking for in that problem. Students were to finish the half sheet that they got today of just setting up the equations, not setting up or solving, just setting up our percent proportion so that we can make sure that they've got that step before moving on. Let us know if you have any questions.